All right, we are about to tackle one of the biggest, most mind-bending questions anyone can possibly ask. It's a question that pushes science and, frankly, our imaginations to their absolute limits. What is outside the universe?
But hold on. Before we even try to hunt for an answer, let's just pause and think about another idea. What if the most profound, maybe even the most terrifying question we can ask about the cosmos has no answer at all? Not because we're not smart enough to find it yet, but because the question itself might be, well, just plain wrong. And to even begin to wrap our heads around that, we first have to get a sense of just how unbelievably big the inside really is. So, our journey is going to start small, right here at home. We're going to zoom out step by step, all the way to the very edge of everything we can possibly see. Ready? Let's go. First stop, our closest cosmic buddy, the moon. Yeah, it looks close, but that gap of nearly 400,000 kilometers is so huge you could literally fit every other planet in our solar system, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, all of them, right into that space with room to spare. To put it another way, if you were driving a car, it would take you 160 days to get there. But a message, traveling at the speed of light, it zips there in just over a second. And that speed, the speed of light, that's going to be our cosmic yardstick for the rest of this trip. Okay, now let's make a bigger jump. Out to Mars. Suddenly, the distance just explodes to an average of 225 million kilometers. A message to Mars takes 20 minutes to arrive. Just think about that. Imagine trying to have a conversation, or, dealing with a critical emergency with a 40-minute round-trip delay. This right here represents the absolute limit of humanity's physical reach. Voyager 1. It's the farthest thing we've ever sent out into space. And right now, it's screaming through the void at 17 kilometers a second. A while back, Voyager turned its camera around and took a picture of home. And from that staggering distance, Earth was nothing more than a tiny speck, a pale blue dot hanging in a sunbeam. It's what prompted the great Carl Sagan to say, "Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us." But here's the crazy part. Even Voyager's incredible, decades-long journey is like taking a single step onto a beach. Now, we're going to take a giant leap, jumping beyond our solar system and into the realm of the galaxies. So our nearest star, Proxima Centauri, is over 4 light-years away. That doesn't sound too bad, right? Well, for our fastest spacecraft, Voyager 1, it would take 70,000 years to make that trip. The distances are they're on a scale we can't really process. Okay, let's pull the camera back even further to our entire galaxy, the Milky Way. It's 100,000 light years across, with hundreds of billions of stars. But see that tiny little bubble there? That little sliver represents how far all of our radio signals have ever traveled, everything we've ever broadcast. Beyond that tiny bubble, as far as the cosmos is concerned, we are completely and utterly silent. But our galaxy isn't alone out there. It's part of a small collection we call the local group. And that group is just one tiny piece of the much larger Virgo supercluster. And all of that, our entire cosmic neighborhood, is just one branch of the Laniakea supercluster, a monstrous structure holding 100,000 galaxies. And now we're taking the final step back. We're zooming out from our home supercluster to see everything. We've finally reached the absolute edge of what we can possibly see, our cosmic horizon. And here we are. The observable universe. It's a sphere 93 billion light-years from one side to the other. It contains trillions of galaxies and more stars than there are grains of sand on every single beach on planet Earth. Just let that sink in. So what exactly is the observable universe? Well, it's not a physical wall or some kind of barrier. It's a horizon in time. The universe is about 13.8 billion years old, which means we can only see the light from things that has had 13.8 billion years to reach our eyes. Anything beyond that limit is invisible to us, because its light just hasn't gotten here yet. And this right here is the most crucial idea in our whole journey. The observable universe is our little bubble of vision. The entire universe is, well, it's everything that actually exists, whether we can see it or not. So what do scientists think is really out there, beyond our sight? Now, we have to step off the map of observation and into the wild world of theory. We're asking the big one. What's hiding in the darkness beyond our cosmic horizon? There are a few possibilities, and they're all pretty wild.
One is called cosmic inflation, which suggests the real universe is at least 150 sextillion times bigger than what we can see. Then there's the multiverse, the idea that our universe is just one bubble in an endless cosmic foam of other universes. And then there's this really strange idea that the universe is finite, but it doesn't have an edge, kind of like the surface of a sphere.
To get your head around that cosmic inflation number, try this. Imagine our entire 93 billion light-year-wide observable universe is shrunk down to the size of a light bulb. If that theory is right, the entire universe could be bigger than the planet Pluto. We are stuck inside that light bulb with absolutely no way of knowing that Pluto is even out there. And this brings us right back to where we started. We've traveled to the edge of sight, we've peeked at the theories of what lies beyond, but what if we've been asking the wrong question this whole time?
Think about that sphere idea again. Imagine you're an ant living on the surface of a basketball. To you, your world is finite, but it has no edge you can fall off of. You can walk in one direction forever, and you'll just end up back where you started. So for that ant, where's outside? The question just doesn't make any sense in its two-dimensional world. What if the same is true for us? Maybe the word outside is just a human concept, a little trick of our brains that evolved in a world full of edges and borders and boundaries. Outside our universe, there might not be any space for something to be in. There might not be any time for something to happen in. The universe might not be inside of anything. It might just be everything there is.
So what's outside the universe? Maybe the question itself is the boundary we can't cross. And maybe the real answer isn't a destination, but a feeling, a sense of awe, a reminder that it's not the universe that has an end, it's only our understanding.